Yo, welcome back to Urban Street 420. I'm your host, 40. Today we're going to take the Enso Shisha, the ceramic cup, and some dry herb, and we are going to enjoy it just like such, right? The reality is this is not take number one, and I'm already blitzed. This thing definitely works, right? As far as just using dry herb. But I know you guys have questions. How big are the clouds? Will this replace any of my dry herb vapes, etc., right? So let's get into it. The first thing you're going to want to do is pick up your the top of the Enso Shisha and go ahead and put on the rubber stopper. Now, mind you, this isn't take one. I've already gone through a bowl. So this is a bit, it could be a bit cleaned, right? I'm gonna put this down for a second. Inside of our ceramic cup, let me see if this is still hot. Because I literally just did the other take. But I thought we could do better, right? There was a bunch of distractions. There's a hummingbird that keeps coming here, but we're using my cell phone to record because the GoPro's dead. I mean, it's problem after problem, guys. Plus, Southern California is on fire everywhere right now. So I thought I'd better do this video today because tomorrow, the next day, probably can't shoot a video outdoors, huh? Because of air quality. Anyways, this hummingbird has continued to come here every time I'm recording. However, normally I have my cell phone that I could take a picture of it, and I have tried, but it takes off. Today I would have got it, but we're using the cell phone for the video. Anyways, why am I sharing so much? The only thing you're gonna have to do if you're using the ceramic cup that this comes with is go ahead and buy yourself some 1-inch screens. I bought these off of Amazon. I'll leave a link down in the description. It comes with 200, which obviously you probably won't use for a long time, but it was pretty cheap, $5-6, whatever it was. Now, you'll probably want to use this because this will allow you to take the loading cup, in and out when it's hot, right? You do not need the poker for this. You use the poker when you're using the shisha tobacco to create some space, etc. But when we fill this ceramic cup up, what we're going to do is we're not going to pack it down. You don't need to do that. Through the drawing, the air path going through, etc., it's going to slightly condense the herb anyway as you're taking hits, right? So let's load this up. I should not have had such a big bowl for the first take, but I did about half, so I guess let's do the same thing. I'm gonna end up taking a nap after this video. I have tested this a few times since I've had the device, and obviously I just got it, so a lot more testing has to happen. But one time I tested this device and I barely expelled any vapor. I've made some changes to the way I'm using it, but I barely expelled any vapor. But at the end of testing it, I went inside, went and put the device back in my room. The hummingbird is back, yo. Come here, I was telling them about you. Be on camera. Like, buzz here, fool. Buzz Lightyear. Anyway. I also freak out because these fools have that long ass, the long ass beak, right? And I'm like, don't go in my ear, right? What are they gonna get? Secrets. Anyway, so we've got this. Actually, it looks like the third the way full. I for sure do not need it, but let me finish the story. So I finished testing this. I didn't expel a lot of vapor, but I didn't realize how blasted I got. I ended up going upstairs, taking a nap for a good 2 hours. I just conked out. And the reality was I only did like a 2/3 the size bowl, but a 2/3 the size bowl is probably around 2 grams straight, and I did it quick, right? So that's another thing. When using this just for dry herb, oh, by the way, do you need to put this on? I don't think so, right? Because number one, it doesn't fit inside of the ceramic bowl, and if you put it on the top right here, when you put this down, it moves a little bit, especially when you draw. But you could put it for maybe some extra radiant heat. So like I said, you don't have to use the poker because the poker is for shisha tobacco, and the dry herb itself, as long as you don't pack it, will be airy when you take your hits. Let's go ahead and turn this puppy on. I'm gonna hold the button down for 3 seconds. I wonder why it makes that noise, right? That's a crazy noise. Anyway, in the front, what color is it? We're in the shisha mode. We're gonna press 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So a couple of things. This is really cool that I'm doing this back to back because it's the first time I did sessions back to back on this. It does not remember the state that you were in when the device turns off. So before I was in herb mode, I turned it off, and when I turned it back on, it turned on to shisha mode, just so you know that, right? Next, is it possible to use back to back? Let's see, we're gonna double click right now to start the heat up time. I wonder if it's gonna take 5 minutes. I've been talking for a little bit, and okay, I didn't immediately jump into the take, but a few minutes afterward. So I don't know if it's fully cooled down. It might have, and maybe it's gonna take a full 5 minutes. Also, it's good to know that you can use it back to back. I mean, it's currently heating up. By the way, the strain that I'm smoking is Source Cannabis White Fire. It's 28% THC, sativa dominant. and it's fire, yo. Flavor is delicious, and I'm smacked. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to edit this video after this. That's the thing, right? This thing is not going to be the biggest cloud producer that there is. Excuse me. Now, mind you, I have not tried this on the hottest heat setting. And why? Because slightly past the middle heat setting, it starts to degrade in flavor pretty rapidly. So I'm thinking at the highest heat setting, it will probably drop in flavor dramatically, even faster. So I've kind of set myself anywhere between 1/4 and half power. I'm putting it on half power just so you could see some clouds, but the reality is somewhere at 1/3 power, the flavor is fantastic, huh? However, when you're using the device, there is kind of like a time session, just like there would be in any conduction vape, right? Meaning that when you start your session, after a certain amount of time, there's so much residual heat in there that the flavor is definitely going to change. So ideally, when you go through this bowl, the faster you go through it, the better the flavor is going to be through the session, right? I know that makes sense. I'm so high, right? I'm holding it together, though, so that's good. I should have brought water. I had planned, by the way, to go to the Manson Caves with my buddy Zolly. We were talking about doing another hike before I bounce. And, I got to show you guys something else. Look at this, right? I went to my friends celebrated Christmas yesterday. They're Egyptian. And I went to their family's house. Some of them are old friends from back in high school, right? Anyways, one of my friend's sons has this airsoft gun. And as soon as he showed it to me, it looked amazing. The first thought I had was like, does it hurt, right? Because I've never seen an airsoft gun. He told me this thing was $650, by the way, for this little airsoft gun. But when it shot, it looked impressive, whatever. So I said, okay, shoot me. And he's like, no, I can't shoot anyone. My parents will get mad. I'm like, don't worry, I'm asking for it. Shoot me. So he's like, shoots me in the back. And it hurt, right? But then I was curious, like, how would it feel in the hand? So I was about 4 feet away when he shot me in the back, and then I was like 2 feet away when he shot me in the head. And definitely blood blister. It feels bad. I mean, it's a little bit sharper of a pain than a paintball, but a paintball hurts more than airsoft gun, for sure. Anyway, so this must be taking 5 minutes because I think like we should have already been there if it was going to be faster. However, my sense of time is off because I'm super high. Listen, this is not going to replace a ball vape at your house or even a handheld portable dry herb vape, I don't think. That being said, it's a multi-function device, and mixing it with herb, with shisha, this thing is amazing. Smoking just shisha out of this thing is amazing. The fact it can do dry herb is fantastic, and you can get blasted. I'm super high right now, and I don't know if you guys realize that, because I'm always high in the videos, it seems like. So, but I'm telling you, I'm pretty high. And that was off half of a bowl. How much did it weigh? I don't know. Maybe it was a gram, maybe it was a gram and a half, whatever. It doesn't produce the biggest clouds, and if that is your biggest concern, but here, this is the other thing. One of the reasons I wanted to wait till I got the dry herb cup was just to see, because the way the dry herb cup works inside of this is a bit different than the ceramic cup works, right? The herb is touching the sides of the ceramic cup, and it's sitting against the sides of the device, whereas the dry herb cup is kind of free floating in the center. So I wonder, maybe that allows you to bump up the heat even higher, allowing you to produce more clouds. Maybe the flavor is better. Who knows? I'm just telling you how it is with the ceramic cup, right? A lot more testing and experimentation has to be done, but we can also consider this. Every testing is a gram or something like that, right? So you start going through some herb. Anyways, I'm stoned, yo. Why don't we have water? And why are you not beeping? It hasn't been 5 minutes. Tick tock, fool. Where's the hummingbird at? I don't trust those fools, right? With a beak that long. Hey, how you doing? With a beak that long, right? They're really fast. You can't even see their wings. Something shady about them in the insect, or what would they be considered? Birds? Hummingbird. Yeah, hummingbird, right in the name. Fuck's sake, I'm stoned, yo. Let's hit it. So we let it sit a little bit past the beep. When it came to temperature, a little bit more radiant heat, etc. That was a pretty nice cloud, actually. Not bad, not bad. The flavor is super nice. For sure, the flavor starts up here and it starts to go down the longer your session is. So just keep that in mind. That being said, in the second hit, is the flavor going to be down? No, not necessarily. It depends how long you wait between your hits. And if you're not producing a lot of vapor, you probably need to wait a little bit between your hits. This is not a device where you take a hit and immediately jump back in and take another hit, right? You take a hit, you talk to your YouTube audience, you look around for a hummingbird, and then you take another hit. Whatever you're doing, but you maybe spend 30 seconds a minute in between your hits. Or, I don't know, 30 seconds a minute. That wasn't a bad cloud either. Again, if your clouds drop, wait more time between your hits. This is not going to be the biggest cloud producer of all your devices. But I'm getting bent, yo. And also, something else to note. I haven't cleaned the device yet, and I've used it a lot of times, right? With dry herb, and as well as shisha tobacco, as well as shisha mixed with dry herb, several times. Trying to figure it out, learn the different tips and tricks, etc. I haven't cleaned the device yet. And so right now, even though this is just dry herb, I taste some of that shisha back here, right? Because we're holding it in, etc. And that's because there's probably remnants in the bottom, you know, where the cup sits, because some of the shisha tobacco kind of leaks through or bubbles up or whatever it does, and it's baked on. That's why you get that wire brush to scrub in there, right? So I need to give this a proper cleaning, but I'm just letting you know that if you don't clean it after using it with shisha, you may get some shisha flavor during your herb experience. Let's hit it again. Oof, I'm baked, yo. I don't have water right now, so I managed that hit, right? I could have kept going. The reason I stopped the hit is because I was starting to itch right here. Why was my throat itching? I'm pretty sure that's that shisha, because I taste that mint right now. And it's not like this herb tastes like mint. I was using mint shisha in this, so it's tickling back here. I had to slow down the hit. But you notice I'm still producing decent-sized clouds, but they're not like ball vape clouds, right? That being said, I'm getting wrecked, yo. That cloud a little bit smaller. We're getting a little wispier. Keep in mind it's a little bright here. The sun's right here. But anyway, I'm wrecked. All right, let's try this again. Let's save the hits to the end because I can't even do the outro. I'm so high, it's ridiculous. A full bowl in this, 3 grams, is a bit much, right? I don't think that I would normally need to do this. But anyway, so what can I say about the device? Do I think that this would replace, like if you didn't have a dry herb vape at your house, could this act as your dry herb vape? Absolutely, right? Do I think that this would be my go-to if I was gonna get a dry herb vape? I would probably get a ball vape, right? That being said, I think this is the coolest device of 2024 and probably 2025. This thing really shines when you mix it with shisha tobacco as well as with herb, right? You can get stoned while enjoying a super long session. Just sitting here puffing blowing clouds for 30 minutes and getting stoned. I mean, that's super nice, right? Does this do dry herb? Absolutely. I'm baked as hell, yeah. I think if I stop talking, I will fall asleep. Or I'm gonna find snacks. I don't know. It could go either way, knowing me, right? So, anyways, I love this device. Would you get it specifically just to do dry herb? I don't know, right? But it really does dry herb, and the shisha with the dry herb, oof. Anyways, guys, gals, everybody, if you're in SoCal right now, be careful. The fires are everywhere. I'm glad we're finishing this video today because I may not be able to do a video the day after or the day after that, or I'm speaking English. I was so baked, yo. Anyway, guys, gals, everybody, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. You know the deal, baby. Till next time.